bunch. We got IE, Aussie artist, rapper, songwriter, producer. He wears, he's got lots of tools in his belt. He can, he kind of pretty much does it all. We're going to hear from the man himself. We got a little bit of a backstory, origin stories of the come up in Sydney. We're going to touch on those. Some time he spent at his old house with a bunch of artists coming through. We had Travis P, we had Leroy, we had a bunch of other guys in there. And I mean, I guess, we'll kind of just have you on and see what comes of that. So, IE, welcome, bro. How you doing?
I'm good, guys. How you guys going? Thanks for having me, John. Appreciate you. And Damien, of course. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, all the guys involved.
No, I really appreciate it, bro. And like how this kind of works as well, it'll be kind of me and you chatting. At the end, we'll give a chance for some guys to, some of the crew to unmute and ask a question. But, they'll kind of just react to us, kind of going back and forth in our general chat. So we'll just kind of be chatting. They'll be responding. And I'll just kind of be going back and forth from what they say in there. But I mean, first, bro, we'd love to, for those who don't know, give us a little bit of a quick rundown on even your artist history. IE, it's been a long journey. Fill us in kind of where you started with your music journey and where you're at now in brief terms.
So my name is IE. My artist name is IE. My name is JD. And I don't know. It started at a young age when I was, in my teens, when I was like 17, 18, just kind of making music with a friend of mine. To then, kind of working within the industry as a songwriter until I kind of, had this project, which was IE. Kind of like a vision I kind of had, for, an artist and kind of music I wanted to deliver. And, I started IE and then, just worked that and met John and, he shot a bunch of my music videos, which is really cool. And, and here I am 2 years on after, obviously.
2 years on. I mean, it's been about 4 years now, man. It's passed so quick.
Yeah, it's been some time. Sorry, I wasn't talking about the time that how long we've known each other. No, I was still explaining the story of just getting from where IE started to where it is now. And and 2 years on, it's just like I don't know. It's a question that is like, because it's always evolving as an artist, especially the type of artist that I am. I'm always like trying to strive to, I don't know, just be a better version of myself every day, and it's taken some time. I've also worked on other projects, as you said, as a songwriter, and I work with a band as well, and I do a whole bunch of other like alternative, indie music, kind of rock and roll music on that side of things too. So like, I don't know. It's like the journey is still going. I'm still in the midst of it. So, but it's been great. It's been a lot of just learning, trial and error. Being an independent artist is not easy at all, and I know all the strokes of it. So, I guess just being able to continue and learn and get better and put out music is what is exciting about the future. And especially because of the scene, the lay of the land and how the culture is moving right now. It's honestly a great time to be an artist and to make music.
Yeah, bro. Like, touching on some of the the songwriting you've done. I mean, seeing that was kind of your entry point while you were honing in on your artist, i.e., at that early development stage. But over your career, who's some big names or some of your favorite people that you've made music with, songwriting, or even just in the studio, kind of giving that creative push? Because you've got such a range of music ability, from songwriting to having a great ear to guide the music into where someone needs it to go. So yeah, what's some of your highlights of people you've written with or shared the studio with, and tell us some of those moments.
I mean, like there's heaps of cool obvious people I could mention, but to be honest, like as you mentioned, you said who are my favorite people to work with. Even though there is like a list of people that I have worked with who are quite successful and do great things, but my favorite people to work with still are my friends. My friends I make music with, like Blessed and Manu and AY and Chandler Jules. It's like I think that's my favorite moments of making music. Working with Dopamine, people like that are my friends that I get to work with. But I've worked with quite a lot of I don't really. That's
I
also
mean,
right.
yeah, with that, we know you're a humble dude. And we kind of want to show those, those career highlights as well. Of like, we'll touch on kind of what you guys are doing when you came down to Sydney with this new thing with Manu and all you guys got popping off with the new crew. But like some of those highlight careers, I guess, was like some pinch me moments of where you're in the studio, you're sharing it with some of these highly successful artists, but you guys are just kicking back. You're making music, you're having a drink, you're having a good time. What are some of those artists you've sort of crossed paths with and shared a studio? And then you've kind of and what have you taken from them as a in your point of career too?
I mean, we've like I've been in the same room as Pierre Bourne, and just listening to him make a whole bunch of crazy shit, and same room as a.k.a. first, who did like Travis Scott, Drugs You Should Try, Post Malone, Celebrations, and all that shit. I got to hang with him for like an entire week, and that was great. I've worked with Aussie artists like 360, Horror Show, Grace, other really successful Aussie artists that are out here. And I think when I was in LA, I was writing with Jeremiah and like weird little people like that. But that type of stuff is like it's like the thing about it is like it just ends up being like a name dropping thing, and it's like it just goes for hours. I've done a fair few amazing things, and like I said, working like Leroy, watching him work and working with him was another great moment of an artist, and obviously he's the biggest artist in the world right now. So one of the biggest artists in the world right now. So
I mean, that was so funny. Like his come and go in Australia. I mean, he's obviously coming back, but just like the rise of Leroy as well. At the time, he was. Me and Nick had JN at the time was crashing at your place. He was sharing the place with like Travi P. He had Solo in there too, and then Leroy was kicking on the couch as well, working out of the studio with you guys, your home studio setup. Like, yeah, what's sort of like just for the people in here, like what was were you seeing the talent early on? He obviously had a strong work ethic, which was super apparent, but even just the people around, like yourself and everyone else, it's to keep up with you guys is a test to him as well. But yeah, were you seeing his talent early on, and what how do you gauge him now? Do you guys still keep in touch, or what's the go with how he's grown from the couch at your place sleeping next to us?
I mean, it's funny because like me and Roy's relationship was I think I was there the first day he walked into the studio. Me and Trumpy were, and Ziggy was having a meeting with his stepfather, and I think from that moment it like I say this all the time, like Leroy, like he might have even been a lot closer to some other people, but because I was such a big brother figure, like he knew with me, I was like, this Jay is JD's he's the big bro, he's the big bro, and like, so like I always had that like in the beginning, so it was early like that, he kind of like would come quietly for advice, and then like you'd see him just like be curious, and then his curiosity grow into confidence, and then his confidence grow into like, you know, and being an amazing artist and understanding his artistry, to understanding the hustle and understanding how to get to the place that he wants to get to, you know, like, and he learned that from us and watching and studying and seeing, you know, would sit in the room and would mention something and he's on his phone, like Googling it. And then we look over, I'm looking over, I'm like, what are you Googling? He's like, oh, you just mentioned this thing or this, you know, whatever. I just want to check it out. He was on it, you know, and you never had to ask him to do much, but like, it is like, I mean, yeah, it's one of those things where he always shown strides of success, you know, and I couldn't imagine back then that it was going to be like this, but I was always there to support him, and that's kind of how our relationship was. It was like he would sleep at the crib. He would just be like, "Yo, Jay, can I sleep at the crib for the week?" I'd be like, "Yo, for sure." Or he'll be like, you know, I don't want to go out partying. Can I have a couple of boys over? Come over and pick it. Like, it wasn't like, and then it'd be like, hey, you making music? And then, hey, we make music. And then we're jamming, you know, or like, you know, it was never like, it started off like I was, you know, recording in sessions and doing like, you know, Ziggy was, you know, paying me money to just do a couple of little sessions with him here and there. And then eventually we just became tight. And he kept coming to my house and being like, hey, Jay, can I jump on the computer? I was like, yo, go. You know, you know, he's smart. He figured out the loopholes. Like, I'm a big friend of this guy. And obviously, you know, I'm not a mean person. And he was a really good kid. So I was like, you know, come on. You can crash at the crib. You can crash at the crib. You can cook some eggs. But no, man, the kid was hungry, bro. No one. I've never seen it like that before. Never seen it like that before.
Well, I mean, it's just apparent. I mean, the people he's surrounding himself, it's you and everyone else. I mean, that hunger, that passion is.
But to be able to, the thing is to be able to adapt. Like, a lot of people can be around that, and it might take them some time to really adapt to that speed or to adapt to that gear of, okay, it's time to take off, or it's time to, like, you know, he was able to see that and really. Like every time I think of the concept a child and a sponge, I just think of Leroy, because like he had the ability to just boom, he had it. It's ready to go.
Yeah. I mean, and now it's coming through with his current music, as he's just like, you know, he just keeps dropping and he's sitting on a bank of music with all these artists coming out that are getting not leaked, but like, you know, the press is getting all these, you know, take flights. They're on it as much as the you know, with the hip hop news and they're posting of, like, you know, all these features that you know, Leroy link ups and stuff like that. So we all know he's got a lot of shit coming.
J-Solo was like a massive link up for him, eh?
Larger, yes sir.
Huge makeup.
How you doing, bro?
I'm good, cuz.
We're gonna open the floor up to everyone. Have a yarn with JD at the end. So we're just gonna keep hearing from him, and then we'll get you to unmute and stuff at the end and throw some questions in, brother. So
yeah, let me flex for a bit. Alright, done.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate, man.
All right.
IE though, so coming back to you know, where you're at now, we just saw you played the latest festival. What was that? Groove in the Moo, was it? You were bouncing around doing that. You know, what was it kind of like over the last 2 years with the you know, kind of getting through? What would you do through the lows of, you know, the COVID depression and all of that stuff? And were you making music and how's it been coming back out and playing your first shows as IE? Because
I mean, like, yeah, it's been really good. I think for artists, kind of felt pretty much like what we were doing a lot of the times anyway, just locked up in a room kind of working. So that was good, but it was sad because it was at a time that a lot of people did and had set out to play a lot of big shows. So, I mean, that was really tough, especially for my band project, which was a live project that I was working on. That gave me the, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it was good and it was hard and we got through it and yeah, we made magic. I think it was something that I guess we all had to go through. Now we appreciate a lot of these situations and things that we had taken for granted maybe in the past. We take them a lot more seriously now and are able to kind of just, just move correctly and assertively.
And what about what was I going to say? Sorry, I was looking at the chat just then. Kind of like where you're at with like, i.e. you're juggling multiple projects and stuff, and you've recently had the move from Sydney to Queensland. What was that like after, but what sort of sparked that, and how have you find being adapting to like the growing scene in Queensland? Like, is there definitely a larger music community in Sydney, across, all of Sydney out to the west, even down here at Wollongong? What are sort of some challenges you're facing and overcoming, tapping into that Queensland scene?
Well, I didn't really come here very much to tap into the scene. I kind of moved up here because I wanted to be closer to the guys I was working with on another project, which is my band project. They lived here, and I kind of I was coming back and forth to the Gold Coast for years, just hanging out with you and you shooting my videos and stuff. I was always coming up there, and then eventually I kind of just decided, since I had formulated that band, that it was time for me to kind of just spend some time with them on this project. And so yeah, I kind of just went up here and rehearsed like 3 days a week, and wrote songs for another 3 days a week with my band for almost like a year almost straight. And then when that was done, I kind of just fell back in like this, I had this new drive and direction for what I wanted to do with my solo project. So it gave me a lot of time to work on ideas that I was formulating, working on the band stuff, and then when I had the opportunity to deliver it, it was great. And I kind of started reaching out to other people in Queensland for like maybe like visuals or art. And then from meeting someone who does visuals and art, they usually knew someone who made music. And then I linked up with some guys up here, and we started working on, some music together. And this young singer from up here that I met, his name's Vito. We got, he was cutting my hair, and I was just talking about stuff, and he made music. Next thing you know, we're cutting a record, and then I meet Jordan Burns, and he's doing this old crazy dance world, is killing it over there, and we do a record. So it wasn't like I was out here really trying to foster or find a scene, but I was just kind of like I think it's the law of attraction again. It's just I was really hoping and wanting to be around people that would motivate me, and also I could work with. And it was great, and it has been great. And we worked on a collective called Nightfall Music, and just like doing art stuff, doing a lot of graphic work for other artists and other people. It's like an art house project that we are running, with some guys that I've been lucky enough to meet up in Queensland. But it's been pretty much just that.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool, man. It's like I feel you've gone to Queensland with no real expectation except for on your band project, the Riot. So for those who don't know, JD, he's got two music names, or not music names, music sort of personas. One's in the band called the Riot. It's alternative sort of rock. And then i.e. was his first hip hop artist. put out, solo artists, and both, just like when you see the level of just the both ends of the spectrum of the stage of like where these two artistries are sort of taking it. For me, it was really impressive when I first met you, and you kind of told me the two worlds that you're diving in, and to the extent and level that you do it at. Like, I feel, again, this is why we're doing what we are here at Hoodstarz, to help the Australian scene and people like yourself to really showcase our talented artistry, because it's unmatched of what we're doing, what you guys are doing out here, and the recognition is just yet to come. And I know we're all getting, our patience is getting tested, and that's what it's about as an artist. Like, it's all about the journey. They say once you make it, it's all about the time you look back, and that's your story. So I feel we're halfway through it. We're getting there. It's been a roller coaster, for both of us, I'm sure. But what's your next step for those listening in? What are you honing in? What's the next step for IE? Have you got a project coming out? Are you doing more singles, or are you kind of like still working on the back burner, and Riot's taking the head, all your attention? Like, where are you at, like, with these two projects, and how do you dictate where to put your time in?
Well, I mean, it's really good with the band stuff. We spent the beginning of the year finishing a project, and we knocked out a project, and that's done. And at the end of last year, I was knocking out a bunch of songs, so I ended up, like, just having 20, 30 songs that I'm going to take away to like cut them down to making a project, and some singles, which I'm releasing the first one on the 3rd of June. It's called Gone. And then after that, I've got 2 other singles, and then the project.
We've all heard Gone. Gone is the one you've given to us. It's what got you onto our shortlist. Gone. We only teased 30 seconds in last night's AMA. So yeah, people who were here last night might have heard it. If you haven't, it's on our Hoodstarz NFT YouTube. Get all the teasers. Yeah, Gone is definitely bringing it back to that hard style, IE that we miss. And then after this weekend, we're going to be creating a holders channel, and we're going to be all being able to listen to all the songs before they're coming out. So yes, sir, that's we appreciate you putting that in.
So I got that's coming out. Yeah, so I got that coming out. I got a song coming out on Thursday as well with Lucy and Campbell. It's called Fuck It's a Habit. And that's like, I'm really excited about that one, because like, it's really, it's been a track that I made about this time last year. So it's finally coming out. As you musicians would know in here, sometimes these processes be taking their times, but finally coming out on Thursday, which is exciting. And then 3rd of June, officially return of IE music on the 3rd of June, and we're rolling it out. It's been on 2.5 years since Road to Paradise, so I'm excited to release that one, and just come back hard, and then come back to that steady flow and the project at the end of the year. That is what IE has got on the cards.
Right, that's 2.5 years. They're just blown by. I feel like since the Road to Paradise dropped, like.
I mean, COVID did that. You got to minus those 2 years due to COVID. But I ain't gonna blame all COVID too. I was still searching, and that's why the project is called Lost in Paradise, because I was still searching. So that's why.
Hey, that's killer, man. Yeah, I love the whole aesthetic you've been building. You've been building it from the start. You've always had such a strong vision that you've like always backed it with not only your color palette, but you used to wear constantly the mask. Well before COVID, you brought that on, and it was just cool to see just like such a strong vision that you always stuck to and backed yourself with it, and see you execute on that has always been super rewarding. And for anyone in here, go and do your research on IE. He's one of the you know, he's one of the goats from years ago in the early Sydney scene. He's been back again and again around all the others. Like you mentioned, Bless, Marnie, BY, Ziggy, Manny, and yeah, it's if you go and just type him in i.e. check out his old releases, Road to Paradise, his banger with Jordan Burns. Yeah, it's one to definitely keep your eye on. And Afrix just dropped his Instagram in our general chat. So yeah, if you go on and give him a like, he's in our top 20 as well. So we're going to be sharing him as well. And kind of everyone in our top 20, we're shedding light on these guys. So our community can get to know them, get to see where they've been, and then we're hearing that unreleased or fresh music here in the Hoodstarz Hood Lounge. Yeah, bro. So hey, IE, we're gonna wrap things up. We're kind of getting through it tonight. We got Baby Prince in the Hood Lounge as well. Gonna just want to open things up to the community. Yeah, if anyone's got any questions, just come on one by one, unmute, say your name, and then fire your question away, and see how we go.
Yo, it's 456 Baller. So obviously, IE, you said you've talked about the law of attraction and also having like the right network of people around you. If you could really pinpoint one thing, which might be hard to do, but if you could, what do you think would be like the biggest key to your success?
I think the biggest key to, I guess, success generally is the grit of understanding that, meaning if something doesn't happen immediately does not mean that it won't happen in due time. That is what I think I've learned a lot of the time. And when you walk in that aspect, in that thought, in a mind state where you're like, okay, I'm doing this with all of my strength, but I understand that like this is not, I can't control the universe and how this shit's working. And I just do exactly what I need to do, plus 10, and stay focused on whatever I need to be doing. That because you are walking in that thought and that process, usually, you know, that I feel like that the energies align, and those people that you want to meet and be around, you breathe, you know, they breathe that same type of energy you do. So you know, they will, as soon as they meet, they will just be drawn to you, and you'll be drawn to each other. I mean, that's why I say it's like, you know, it's also about the people you surround yourselves with, and like, you know, we always think, oh, why, you know, like, you know, like, to be around a rich person, you know what I mean? You have to almost have that same enlightenment and understanding that a rich person might have, you know what I mean? Or to, you know, generally that. So it's like, you know, I just put my mind in the aspect where it's like, okay, I want success. So to get success, I'm going to act like a successful person, meet my appointments, meet my deadlines, get my shit done, and that just attracts that type of, you know, that excellence energy. You know what I mean? Like, and then that'd be the simplest way to say it.
Yeah, awesome. So it's like, it's not fake it till you make it, but perceive it till you believe it, and then you'll receive it, kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, everything, the whole aspect of music is that whole 360 thing where you want to nail everything about it, you know?
Yeah, it's awesome. Thanks for that. I do also know Afric had a question. If you want to turn on your mic, Afric. If not, I can ask it for you.
Yeah. Thank you, Bola. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I dropped some questions in because I thought they would read it out. But yeah, I'm glad I'm able to ask it. Yeah, my name is Stefan. I'm from South Africa. Yeah, I just want to say I really like your music.
Nice to meet you.
I listen to some of your stuff. And,
thanks, bro.
Yeah, I had a question about the song Drop Top Love. And if it was a spur in the moment type of track, or was it the type of track that like you had the idea in mind already before you made it? Yeah.
I mean, yeah, no, that song was me meeting a getting excited meeting a dope artist in the Gold Coast, and you know, that was like him writing this verse and singing it once, and then me just getting on the end of it after it, and then just thinking, man, like, this is a sick song. And like, I'm like a believer in like trying to help people get to their to their fullest potential and destiny. Like, he didn't know that, you know, he didn't know he had the capability to possibly do that. He knew he could sing, but it's like, he didn't know that he can actually like go out there and do that. So I literally was already formulating this concept of Nightfall and like, you know, working with the creative people. And I was like, well, let's just put out this little song, you know, and let's you know, shoot a video and have some fun with my friend. Yeah, that's generally what it was. And it wasn't like a process thing, but once we you know, heard the song and I kind of started having a vision for Vito as an artist, like, and I see myself as someone who does that naturally anyway. I just wanted to facilitate that for him, so I had to give that nudge and, you know, come out of the woodworks for a little bit.
Excellent. So yeah, it's like in the moment type thing. That's excellent. And I just have one more question. What DAW do you use?
I use Logic.
Logic, sweet. Awesome.
I am a Logic man.
Logical, very nice.
Very logical, you know. Keep it simple.
Yeah, but you speak a lot of facts, man. Yeah, and I like what I'm hearing. I like your music, and yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Afric. Appreciate you. All right, Baller, you got any more questions for yourself, or anyone else in here? Yeah, come on now, and then we're gonna let yeah, what's good? Got the Baller back.
We don't have any more questions in the chat, but I will ask. One thing that I find a lot of artists struggle with is, you know, networking. And so obviously you've had a lot of good connections in the scene. You listed a few beforehand. Now, with those relationships, were they like curated naturally, or did you have to like go out of your way to meet these guys? Or if you could give artists, you know, some advice on how to network or how to meet some people that they, you know, can find they vibe with and want to make music with, what would your steps be in that sense?
I mean, now, if I was an artist now, I mean, back then it was completely different. I think back then there was such a smaller community of artists that I think we kind of all just found each other, and we all had the need of wanting to work on this passion and this dream of ours. So, you know, we set, you know, apart and set aside money and then went and found a place, and, you know, and we, you know, worked out of there together, and we became a family. So like, you know, all those people that I did mention were some of the first people that were at the studio space. So it was a lot easier. And then when we created music and like our music spoke for itself and it brought attention to the space and we met more artists, etc. But I mean, nowadays, I think it's always good to, you know, with the internet and stuff like that, and all of this that we're doing, it's a great way to connect with other artists. I mean, going to, you know, support your favorite local artists, going to their shows and just showing up and saying saying what's up and making yourself available. I think a lot of the thing is being available, you know, and then realistically bringing something to the table that is like, if, you know, as an artist, like, you know, if you don't get the opportunity to, like, you know, do the song with the feature that you want, or get the producer that you really want, but there's, I mean, you know, like, again, there's so many ways around that. You know, there's ways where you can, like, you know, fly on the wall. You just want to, you know, be around that, and you can reach out for that way, and then, you know, just being, you know, places where, you know, your influences are, and you can show like a stride of interest and passion about the work that is happening, is a good way to like integrate yourself with other artists and other producers and stuff like that, because it's hard. It's hard. as an artist anyway, you know, being approached by other artists, sometimes, you know, we are self-conscious, that is the truth. And then also just being able to be, you know, honest, you know, with yourself and with another artist about their work, and just seeing how that can, you know, how you can improve. It's always like everything that you need to do is just be able to be learning, constructive about anything you say, or take anything on in a constructive sense, build, connect. And I think that's just like, yeah, you just end up, you know, you end up in the right circle, I guess. I don't know, and start working with the right people. It's a weird question for me, because I don't know, nowadays, like, I just feel like it's all on the internet, you know. As much as I feel, I wish you could just go to a space now and like link up with a producer and sit in on sessions. Like, a lot of the times you can't, you know, you have to go on Discords, you have to go on live streams and watch other people like that and learn like that and connect like that. But you know, yeah, I don't know. I think you just need to try to, you know, stay connected to your scene. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that made a lot of sense, man. Yeah, you put yourself out there. It was similar to what Mason said the other day. You go to those support shows, you go to those places where like-minded people are gonna be, the people you're looking up to, and you're seeing them around the scene. You go to the shows, you go to the listening parties, you go to the events, and you know, at the basketball courts or the JD Sports.
I mean, like, you can't be a king if you can't be a king if you're not prepared to understand what the peasants have gone through. You know, like, that's the truth. You know, you need to understand what your people have gone through. A good king understands what it's like to fight from the bottom, and that is one of the 48 laws of power. It's, you know, it's learn even sometimes before, you know, a lot of people, like, they already, like, a lot of times I already knew the answers, but I wanted to be in that situation. So I still took on a learning attitude towards that. So I showed that I was passionate and not just like eager for success. Do you know what I mean? Like, over successfully driven, even though I am 100%, but it was just like, that's, you know, it's all that. But yeah, that's for another.
It's the steps you take. It's the steps you take to get there. It's like you're inspired, and your drive is obviously success and the fruits that come with it. But you know, you don't begin at success, and you need to walk that path to the top of the mountain. And it's the fitness, the creative fitness you learn along the way of, you know, being able to handle yourself in, you know, following through with songs, waking up the next day after spending that quality time in the studio with building those networks, and then still being able to stick to your 9 o'clock meeting when you went to bed at 7, and and turn up fresh and have your head on straight, and still be able to answer and perform. I think those are the real tests that, you essentially, you're practicing it without getting too carried away, for when you do get into, you know, a more busier side of an artist like yourself, where it's not just kicking at your friends' houses and bouncing back and forth from those home studios. You go into the real studios, you go into the shows, you go into the airports, you're doing, you know, press conferences or whatever else it comes with as you grow as an artist, but turn up to music video shoots, you know, photo shoots, and that understanding of the work side, while obviously still enjoying it. But
it's, you know, success. It's preparation meeting opportunity, you know. It's all that. And who knows when your opportunity will be, as long as you've, you know, prepared.
Yeah, you gotta be prepared for that. Hey, bro,
could be tomorrow.
Well, I mean, it could be tomorrow, it could be right now, it could be this you know, this conversation. You guys had some time with him, you know. You've got his Instagram link, you know. Now go and share a follow if, you know, you're connecting with his music, you know. Feel free to leave us some messages in here. He's back and forth out of the Discord. Like he said, he's a songwriter, he's a producer, he's a double artist, one in the rock scene, alternative rock, and the rap scene. So, you know, he's well versed musically, creatively. So guys, like to thank you, IE, for your time tonight. Really appreciate you coming out and dropping some knowledge. It's been brief, but we're going to have you again, and we're going to be shining some light across your IE artist as one of our top 20 shortlist artists. So congratulations, man.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
Legend. Thank you, man. If you want to stick around, mute up. We're going to chat to Baby Prince. We've got him in here. So, gang, if you guys want to, yeah, we'll just get straight into it. But it'd be great if you haven't already, go and post on your stories. Let them know we're in here having a chat with IE. We just wrapped that up, and we got Baby Prince coming on the mic next. So, yeah, I guess, yeah, it's really insightful to have these guys midweek, to have them come on and yeah, shed light onto their careers so far, and you can really see the diversity of how these guys, you know, tell their story and shed light into the lives they live as working industry artists, and the work never stops. So I guess Baby Prince, if you want to jump on in, we'll get a decent intro going. How you doing, bro?
It's good, G. Hope you guys can hear me and stuff. Kind of got a little different setup on that.
No, we got you loud and clear, man. That's nice and clear. Appreciate you coming out, man.
Easy work, man. Good to be here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, I guess, yeah. Tonight, let's get straight into things. With, you know, you just dropped a crazy song. Not only in our comp, we'll touch on that in a little bit. But what was that? Talk about that last visuals and that song you just put out. Was it Jamaica? Is that what it was? Did I get it wrong?
Yeah, it's called Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe.
Jamaica.
Fuck, my bad, bro.
Nah, you good.
Tom.
Oh, bro. I was gonna say, I knew I was gonna fuck that name up, and I was gonna say the one with the skipping in it. I should have gone with the skipping. I went with the country. We're chill. But yeah, talk us through that, man, because honestly, when you came out with that sound, that anthem, the trumpets, god damn, that's just like hooking you from the start. Where did that all come about? Talk us through your time in the studio there.
So originally it was like two different songs. So the one with the trumpets is produced by Liam Thomas, and I pretty much just kind of like took the second verse out of that one, and then I mixed it with like this other different song. I thought it was kind of like the same vibe as far as like story wise, and then it's kind of like how to put the two together. And the second was produced by Stereo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so one had the trumpets, and you had the second song with Uno, and then how did they come together to sort of make this to make one track?
So the Zimbabwe one I made just like in the studio with Liam. In Sydney, we probably just went to his studio and just I think he was just probably just cooking up with the trumpet, and that usually that's how we vibe out. Is just try and come up with like a hook and that, and then I spent a little extra time on the verse, and then the Uno joint I recorded in my room. He just kind of sent me like a beat pack, and that was one of the beats, and then yeah, that's pretty much that.
Man, that's cool. That's cool. I've never you know, I didn't really know the full extent of Liam's sort of talents. I mean, I know he's got a great track record with the songs he's been pushing and putting out. But like, yeah, what's it like to work with, Liam's such a hands-on producer by the sounds of it, like with his like instruments and things like that. Like, do you play instruments as well when you're there, or what's sort of your extension of music instruments and that?
As far as like me playing instruments, like I used to play like guitar. Like I still like kind of like mess around with it, but not as much. I used to play trombone as well, like in primary school. But when I'm in the studio, I'm not really like, I don't really touch anything to do with production. But Liam is like crazy. Like he can pretty much do anything as far as like genre wise. But just cooking up with him is generally we just we could like kind of switch it up. So one session we might just play a bunch of beats that he already has, or he might just cook up a beat and there, and we'll like have like a certain vibe we're going for. Or sometimes we just like he'll just play a bunch of like sounds or like just vibe out playing piano, and then we just like pick a melody and then we just kind of try and build the song from like bar by bar, I guess. But yeah, he's very talented guy as far as like producing. He's probably the best I've seen like live. Like he can touch every genre. Like it's ridiculous.
Now with coming on to your the song you gave us, got you onto the list for our 20 shortlist Hoodstarz. Going into the running for our 3 music videos. Remember, we're giving away a 30K music video, bunch of ETH. Second prize, 20K music video, bunch of ETH. Third prize is 10K music video and a bunch of ETH. All of this shit is kind of why we're here, while we're sort of trying to, shed some light on our Australian artists. We want to do what we can as a director and use our skills to help, uplift everybody with the chosen song by our community. But yeah, let's talk us through Oversex. What was it? What's the story behind this track, man?
It was originally just there's a producer from I think he's just like an hour or 2 out of Sydney, but his name is Boss Beats. Am I muted?
Breaking up a little bit. Yeah, you're back now.
Oh, okay. So yeah, the producer from a couple hours out of Sydney, his name's Boss Beats. Send me like a beat pack. We generally kind of just, that's the way we work. But yeah, we've got a few songs. We had a few songs at the time. But I was just in my room. I was like drinking that night, and then decided to record. Just kind of like caught a vibe, I guess. But I generally like just like write and then I'll record, like having like the full song like then like ready to go. But Oversex was like the first song I like punched in on, and I was just because I was like drunk, I just started like experimenting.
You just go on one, just get going.
Yeah, but yeah, it was. That was probably like the song I had like the most fun recording. But yeah, I was just like in my room, just like a drunk.
Hey man, I mean that's how all the best ideas come to, right? In the room with a couple of drinks, get the ideas going.
Yeah, I was sitting on the song for maybe like 6 months or so, and then ended up sending it to Liam. Just like add a bit of production, make it like a little bit harder.
So you teamed up with, so Liam did the final touches on that one, did you? So you teamed up with Liam, and he come through.
Yeah,
definitely. Now we started off the year together. Actually, the link up with Blessed was, for me it was such a iconic moment, historic as well for heading out. Thanks to Blessed and his visual idea of filming this, filming in the heart of Australia, pretty much out at Broken Hill, the flat stands, the red dirt, all that good stuff. Like, how did this link up come about? Because you had a bunch of other things where you're going to be playing some shows and things or something with Blessed as well. Is that still happening, or talk us through this link up and how that has evolved as well to future projects and shows?
Yeah, there's Blessed has an upcoming show for his album. I think June 2nd at the Sydney Opera House. But as far as like the link up, I met him like a couple, maybe like 3 years ago, courtesy of Sean Pike and Travie P. I think he had like a Brisbane show. The same night I had my own show, like TBC, but he was at the entertainment center. And I think there was like a situation at like his show that he ended up like having to leave early. And then because he knew Travie P and Sean, like they just hit him up, go come to this show. And then like he came through, saw my set, and then I had like a brief chat with him after, and he just gave me like a few tips and that. And we didn't talk for maybe like a year, and then one day he just like DM'd me and said he was like doing verses and stuff. So I just sent him like a whole bunch of open songs, and then we ended up just kind of building on the relationship from there.
That's cool, man. I love it. So it was kind of just a kind of events. You guys both had some shows in Brisbane, and he pulled up after something happened, and you kind of just linked up from there. I mean, Travie P and Sean Pike, shout out to them as well. They're legends as well. So that's kind of cool that all four of you guys were just kicking it back in Brizzy, and you had your own little show going on too. Yeah, that's hard, bro. Now, what about we had this track Down Under. We went out to Broken Hill. You blessed, me and Nick, and what was what was your experience?
Lauren.
Yeah, Sharon and Lauren as well. They come out with the whole crew. Like, what was talk us through the video. That was your first sort of experience. I don't know, shooting a video with myself. I kind of only first time we met as well. But heading out to Broken Hill, and we pulled up with that hectic green car. We were drinking beers at the pub, the iconic Silverton Hotel. It was a bit of a vibe.
Yeah, that like when I first because Bless told me he was working on like an album, sent me like a few versions of the verse. And the song was done with like maybe like a week or two before like he sent me the treatment that you guys written up. And like as soon as I saw like I think it was like just like kind of like red sand kind of like type of thing, but you can just kind of like picture like the whole video just from looking at the treatment. It was just like, for me it was just wild because it was just like I hadn't seen the video like that before.
Oh, sorry, bro. I think your mic is playing up. I don't know if it's on the phone or you're talking into it. You can just kind of grab. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I don't know where I cut out, but I was saying, I hadn't seen a video in the Outback, like like a hip hop one type thing like that. It had to be a first, so I was very, very, very excited to be a part of it.
I mean, we even got lucky when we were out there. We only had we had an afternoon. We caught the sunset. Then the next day we just shot from sunrise. We went up to like this peak area, early as start, going up there, chasing the light. We went and shot up there, and you can see the silhouette shot in the video of Less Than Baby Prince as the sun's peeling over. We kind of were getting lost on the way up there too. We were following maps, and obviously there's no reception anywhere out there. And literally at the last turning point, only because I'd been there before, I kind of remembered where to go. And we're literally we're about to lose the point of getting up at 3:30 in the morning to get the first bit of light as the sun's coming over. And we literally get out of the car, make it there with a couple minutes to spare, and just pull off, and we get this crazy morning shots. And then from there, it really set the tone for the rest of the day. We had a really big hit list of things that were hard to get. For example, a shot of a kangaroo, a shot of a lizard, a shot of an. We didn't even know emus were out there, but we kind of just wanted wildlife. Yeah,
The
yeah.
shot was probably the hardest one to get. We like made that like to a full scavenger hunt. That was crazy.
Bro, how funny was that? Like, we were driving down this, like, so after the morning, after we shot the sunrise, we got lucky and everyone was looking out the windows and we spotted the kangaroos. We got the kangaroo shot and we're like, all right, so we've knocked the kangaroo off. Let's, like, we got to keep our eyes out here for these other animals. And we're heading out to the pub where we were shooting and having brekkie. And on the way out there, like, Bless, just like, yo, I can see something. And it was literally like 2 kilometers away. It's 2 kilometers cresting this hill.
So far out, bro.
So far. And he's like, I can see something. Stop the car. We stop the car, and there's these 2 emus walking together, like just ducking over this hill, like just cresting it. And Nick jumps out. We whip the drone up and we fly it over. And we don't really get the shots we're wanting. And we're like, fuck, do we go on or we have like we kind of got some shots, but it wasn't the money shots.
Yeah.
And then we're like, no, fuck it, let's grab our gear and let's go after these reviews. We leave the car there. We all 4 of us just start trekking into this like red dirt little hill, and we lose sight of them. And because like these things, you'll be surprised at how camouflaged they are. There's no trees. The whole place is flat out there. But like their feathers, hey, like, you know, they disappear in the distance, right? And
they're hiding behind the shrubs and stuff too.
Yeah, like with their head down, because their head's down, they literally look like circled shrubs. Like the shrubs out there, like literally, that's what they look like, and you can only see them when they stick their head up. So yeah, we kind of just walked about 1 kilometer up this hill, got to the hill, like, where they're going, like we're losing time now, what's going on? We whipped the drone up and we're kind of throwing rocks in each direction, trying to spook them, trying to make some noise, running around clapping. Not big enough rocks to hurt them. Let me say that they weren't. we're not trying to endanger our enemies. We're just trying to spook them, and and we ended up getting lucky. We ended up finding them. Nick put the drone up, and we were using that as our little recce machine. But it was so worth it, man. When we were so buzzed when we saw these emus and flying it right close to them, like 2 of them too. The animals in that clip, we had the donkey in there too, like the famous Silverton donkey. And see, if you guys ever make it there, these donkeys, there's actually a handful of them that literally they just wander around this pub. They've got like a 2 kilometer radius where they just wander and eat. No leads, no nothing. They wear a bell so that people can hear them where they are, like, and not spooking. And it's just the funniest thing you'll ever see. Like, just there's like 3 buildings there, and then some donkeys and a dog. This old dog. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, for me it was a lot of fun filming with you and seeing your, like, you know, again, first time me meeting you, seeing the switch between, like, you know, such a man, to me you're a funny dude, you're a character, you're larrikin, you got such a funny humor about you, but then when the music comes on, bro, it was kind of just like, again, like seeing the sources come, like, you know, into artist mode, into you, like just turning it up. And yeah, man, it's killer. I can really see over my years working with artists, seeing that switch, knowing when to go in and you know, do your thing. And it was instantly apparent, man, that whatever we got going on with rising artists and stars, that yeah, you captured that as well, and you're continuing to put that on again and again, not only in your music, but I haven't been to one of your live shows, but I know in your live performance for me on a music video, again and again through those performances, it was you know, second to none and on par with, you know, these veteran artists who have been doing it a little bit longer than you. But it's, I mean, on this scale, but I mean, it's you know, it really just shows your talent, how quickly, you know, you're just adapting to the scale and level of your artistry where your music's taking you, bro. So humbled to be part of it, man, from such an early stage for me.
I appreciate that, John. Appreciate that, man. For me, it was kind of. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah, we got you, bro. Yeah, we're here.
I bet. Yeah, for me, it was was kind of like I always like looked up to like, cause I've seen before meeting you, meeting Bless, and meeting everyone else, was like I've always seen like for example like the Fuego video and the Bonnie and Clyde videos. Like there's so many like iconic videos as far as like Australian music that have just like kind of like paved the way like across for like all for everyone else as like artists, I guess. And it's kind of like it was kind of like what's the word? I'm not sure what the word is, but it was almost kind of like a dream come true type thing. Just working with you guys. I was seeing like everything else like for me was kind of just like
surreal.
Australian like music history type thing, because as far as like Blessed and Manu and IE and like everyone else involved, it's crazy.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man, because it really has. Like, it's only when I look back on the time spent in the scene over my directing career with all the Australian crew, and we look back at some of those old videos. I forget how long ago it's been since we shot Fuego. It's like 4 years ago, I mean, sometimes I'm surprised of like where I was in my career as a director and a filmmaker, and the stuff we were producing even back then. Even our clip like Day One with Manu as well, and our early IE videos, and I mean Superfly with Blessed, and there's a lot more on our website as well that I always forget that we kind of just were, we've churned through the rate we put videos out under JÁEN. Like you guys have been hearing me say it the last like 10 days now. I've shot 5 videos. I've got another 10 on the go that's coming outside of this. Like that's what we've been doing for nonstop. That's the pace we've been at for 6 years. And the artists and music are just getting bigger and bigger. So yeah, I appreciate like you seeing that as well, of these inspiring you and calling these iconic videos, because I often forget that it's still early in my career, but I look back and I was still proud of those things we put together. And it really is. I'm here because of you guys, like the artists. It starts with your music. It starts with your guys' presence, and I can only do what I do to a certain level because of you guys. And I'm always super grateful and thankful to always make sure you guys, as an artist, like, are looked after, make you guys feel welcome, and sort of be able to do what you do in front of the camera to the full extent of, for as little as taking care of to getting you guys from the airport, or or get looking after all the little things, looking after everybody on set, making sure we got the little things with food, and you guys know exactly what's going on with our schedule as well. But then you guys just sit back and I'll just give you updates. Like that's what I feel like a good director and production company does. Make you guys just feel at home, and you can get the best performance out on the day comfortably and still enjoy the experience as well. It's like that's what we are doing. We're creating art. And if you start being too regimental with it and too like, oh, you said this shot and here's our schedule, it's like, hey, you gotta be flexible. You gotta enjoy this shit. Like
for sure.
Now that's how I feel like it's such a collaboration with the artists, and how the videos do still stand the test of time with the team involved in it on both ends, of the artists with their music, myself and my production team that help us and build the vision. And yeah, I enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to the next step of these level of Hoodstarz sort of songs coming out. So I guess and before we start, before we start going into another little tease of our 2 songs and 2 artists we have on here tonight, Baby Prince, I guess, while I still got you, before I open the mic up to our community, give us a little, it's a great to hear a bit of insight of like kind of what you do, what's sort of like a day in the life of Baby Prince. Like are you like when you making music every day, and when you're not making music, what's kind of like what's your outlet? You balling, you're playing, kicking it with your friends, you're going to the gym. What's your sort of what's your routine in creating but then also like recharging yourself as well?
As far as like routine, it's kind of, it always changes, but still like somewhat the same. Like at the moment, like I haven't really been recording for like maybe last like month or two. I've just been like kind of focused on just doing videos, making sure everything is sorted, I guess, and then doing shows on the side. But when I'm recording, it's kind of like I wake up and I just kind of just go about my day as I'd usually do it. You know, just wake up, have breakfast, try and write some stuff, watch some TV, spend some time babysitting. So I got like a little brother. Go see my friends, smoke a little bit more. It's like, but I'm always like trying to write, whether like I'm recording or not. It's always like I'm always like thinking about like, you know, like a little melody or like a little punchline, and then I just like write it down in my notes, or just like put 30 minutes or an hour aside where I'm just sitting down, laying down, headphones on, and just listening to a bunch of beats, just trying to write stuff. But yeah, generally it's just writing stuff and just living a regular life. Like it's just regular things. Like I've never really doing anything crazy. It's just just be careful.
I guess right. Yeah, you're kind of just in that just full creative space, like of just like constantly ideas. You've got you got so many ideas that you kind of just got to get down into your notes and start developing. You're just kind of just in that, day-to-day creation phase. There's no real off right now. I mean, just hearing what you're kind of saying, I've been there before as well. It was only recently, say, just after COVID, where I kind of felt like I definitely had my first breathing space as a creative, like where like I had written down like nearly 90% of all of my ideas that I've ever had, and like I saw them out with a really good amount of time spent on them, and it really felt like a lot of weight had been lifted off my shoulders of like being able to just take that deep breath of like exhale from these ideas and being like knowing they're safe, knowing I'm not going to forget them, knowing that I've got them to a good level that I can return to them and then keep chipping away, and it did free up some space of some new ideas to come and grow. But like that was 5 years of like now having the knowledge as a filmmaker and developing all these just little ideas that I'd had over my whole life, and into my film journal. I feel like you're in that phase for yourself right now in songs of telling every single story you can, and they're all just bouncing around your head right now, and you got to find a way to sort of tap into them and get them out.
I feel like COVID was like as far it was bad for everything, especially like shows and stuff. But the other thing it was like good for, like on my end, was kind of just like creating, because I was kind of just stuck in Sydney and in Liam's apartment. It was just me, Liam, and Creedon, and every day we just get to work and stuff. And then sometimes Mason would slide over. It's kind of like a nice like switch up in habit, I guess, because like when I'm in Brisbane, it's more so just day-to-day living like regularly as I usually do, and then when I go to Sydney, it's more so like full pace, kind of just because there's all the studios are just so accessible and like just surrounded by creative people, so it just kind of just like rubs off just that whole energy of just being in those rooms and stuff. So like it's usually just full tilt when it's
yeah, that's the way, bro. I guess coming back to our community now. Let's open up the mics for these guys, man, if you don't mind. They're gonna fire off. We'll go one at a time again. Make sure you just unmute at the same time, say your name, and fire your question away nice and quick.
Yeah, cheers, John. So yeah, again, everyone knows me, I guess. It's 456 Baller. One before I quickly ask a question as well, I just want to say, Mama Dane's in here, Mason Dane's mum. So shout out to her. We obviously you know her, Prince. So that's what's kind of related. My question is, what was the vibe like when making that song with Mason, and do you have anything else like planned with him, or would you like to get anything else planned with him? Because I really enjoyed that song you two had. So if more music's coming between you guys, that'd be awesome.
I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that. So the question was the creation of Pretty Pearl, was it?
Yeah, and also just like, have you guys got anything else planned, or would you consider doing more music with him?
So yeah, as far as Pretty Pearl, like I usually just whenever I make something that I think like Mason would sound good on, I just like text it to him, and then same thing on his end. But with Pretty Pearl, I just kind of just did the hook in my room, and then I sent it to Mason, and then he did like his first verse, and then we kind of like let it sit for a little while, and then because at the time he was kind of working on his EP as well, the Chasing Home one, which just came out, and then he said he wanted to use Pretty Pearl for his album because it kind of just fit his whole like the cohesiveness, I guess, of his project, and then he just ended up laying a second verse, and then that's pretty much how that one happened. And as far as more stuff, my next single is featuring Mason. We got a lot more music like in the vault and stuff, but the what I'm dropping next is the first song like we've ever made together. So
yeah, that's awesome. Cheers for answering. Africa, I know you've got a question as well.
Yeah, hey Baby Prince. How are you?
I'm chill.
Nice man, nice. Well, my question is, if you could play a show in any country, what country would it be?
Brazil, easy.
Brazil.
That's a good
easy.
That's a good question.
Nice.
Rio specifically.
It wouldn't be Zimbabwe.
See, like that's a nice
I know you.
I would love to play a show in Zimbabwe, but I think as far as like just vibe and how like turn it could get, I think Brazil would probably be the best environment.
On some other levels, yeah. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
See it, bro. Man, I totally forgot. I mean, but like, let us know a little bit. You recently shot your joint with your Mason. I know. You're out and doing some stuff late night in the pool. You had some day one, get a little feature in there. Saw that come up on the stories. What was that like? You had Nav's Revenge come out and shoot that. That was cool. He's an up and comer. Mad respect to him. I love what he's doing. What he's doing with the edits and camera. What was the vibe going on there? Can you give us a little inside scoop on the story or the video and what the vibe's going on there?
Yeah. So like I said before, the song is like the first song we made together, and it's like we've always wanted to release it, but it's just kind of been in the works for a while. But as far as the video, like we shot it a couple weeks ago, like 2-3 weeks ago in Sydney. It was kind of like the storyline is pretty much like Mason's got a girl, I've got a girl, and we're kind of in the doghouse type thing, and they're arguing, they're mad at us, like Mason's been saying some things that he shouldn't have been saying, and we leave the house, and we go to this party, and it's just like a whole new environment, a whole new girls, and we're just kind of like doing our thing, talking to the new girls, and then the girlfriends come and crash the party, And yeah, I don't want to spoil anything else other than that. But yeah, like the video should be coming out hopefully late this month or like early June. But yeah.
Yeah, that was good. Hey, was it cold? Was it cold going like shooting this? It's still kind of getting you guys shoot it was out in
Yeah, we
West
shot it.
like that, right?
Yeah, we shot it at Manny's actually.
Yeah.
It was like we pretty much spent the whole day just trying to like clean up, get like the pool looking right, nice little setup, get some pool toys. But yeah, bro, it was freezing. Like it was like because we could only like really get one take at it because we got dry clothes and all that, and then like I was right next to the basin, like, and the pool's like it's kind of narrow, so we had to look back and make sure we didn't hit the edges without looking back, because then you could see it in the shot and stuff. But as soon as we got out, bro, like nipples were like probably poking out the shirts and stuff. Everyone was cold ass, bro. I went straight for the shower.
Yeah, that
Yeah, but I had a lot of fun shooting that one, man. I had a lot of fun shooting that one. Really hoping it turns out how I wanted to turn out. But yeah, I was just waiting on a couple of final touches, and then it should be go time.
Man, yeah, I think so. I mean, I've seen what he's done in the past. Yeah, you guys, he had strong vision as well. And yeah, never pull that off. I'm telling you, he's a rising star in his own right in the film game. So I'm excited to see it. Zimbabwe Baby Prince track, but appreciate you, man, for coming on tonight and giving us some insight. To our Hoodstarz community, man. I really appreciate your time.
I love, man. Appreciate you having me. Appreciate everyone in the chat. Thank y'all for coming through.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was Baby Prince. Now, guys, before we go, I'm gonna give another quick little teaser of our 2 songs tonight. So if you guys stick around, I'm just gonna play them right now. We'll start with "Gone" by iam. Gonna get a little teaser of the first 30 seconds, like we had last night. Save you the time from clicking on our YouTube. You're gonna want to go and click it again after you hear it. So here we go. On iam. Let me know once you're all in. We're all in. Here we go. You know I've been on for a minute. I was gone for a minute. Tell them broke niggas slow down. All these niggas mad that I'm winning, better slide when I hit it. I ain't never gonna slow down. Came up, I don't back up. They don't give up. I ain't winning now. That's it. That's the was not meant to close that. That was the first one. That was iam. That's Gone. That track is gone. Holding it out. And the next one we'll hear, we got I'll have to connect the stream again. One sec. Here we go. We got Baby Prince. Oversex. Boom. You guys join. We're playing seconds. Oversex, man. Here it is. I'll be fine. Ever since we broke it off and get you on my mind. Every time he texts me, either fucking or we fight. I'm popping out the store, she wanna know if she can ride. You say you don't need me to leave it wet. But I need bitch, got no respect. Bitch, I'm a threat. I put money over sex. Ran out the checks, I'm stunning on my ex. And it's on video. And there it is. We got a little intro teaser. Baby Prince Oversex, iam. On. That's just 2 of our top 20 shortlisted artists, music. Like I said, go catch our announcement last night at the Hoodstarz NFT YouTube page. Catch up on last week's AMA with Mason Dane, the founders as well. We have a good chat of, a little bit about ourselves, where we're heading as well with this project. It's definitely insightful to sort of get some knowledge on what we want to do in this space, what we're doing with our characters, and our involvement with all of you guys as well. Things are moving fast every day. We've got some more people on tomorrow night. We'll be sharing in the morning across our Instagrams. But for now, appreciate you guys for turning out. Stars align. Let's get it, guys. Meet goes live on Saturday, so make sure you're bringing people coming into our Discord. This is what we're about. Moving the music scene. Anyone who's kind of active and joining us in these AMAs, we're going to get you guys on the whitelist and spread the word. It's a great cause, uplifting the Australian music scene, and the prizes we're giving back not only for our artists but our voters as well. Exclusive merch, show tickets, movie props and set props for my videos, all of that good stuff. So thanks everybody again. Tune in tomorrow night. You got any last minute things, Reese?
No, not really. I was just gonna say we've also got one Mason Dane Chasing Home Tour t-shirt that we're giving away. And the raffle ends tomorrow. It's a free entry. All you got to do is head to the Hoodstarz giveaway channel in the chat here area and just hit the react and you'll be in the running and it'll randomize, and tomorrow one person will be the lucky winner.
So is that in the collab giveaway spot?
So it's the one below it, Hoodstarz giveaways.
Oh yeah, copy. Yep.
So just to clarify for people, the collab giveaways will be projects that we've, talked to, and we're giving away some of their whitelist spots, and they'll give some whitelist spots from their project to us. And then the Hoodstar giveaways are things from, the admins and team personally. So like the Mason Dane Chasing Home Tour t-shirt that's being gifted to us by Mason Dane, we'll be giving that away. So all the Hoodstarz giveaways will be in that section there. So keep your eye out for that one, and there'll be plenty more to come as well.
So legend, guys. All right, I'm tapping out. Thanks again, and see you all in here tomorrow. Let's get hustling.
Cheers, guys.
Peace.
Yeah, cheers.